Hello students, welcome to Target AES. In this video I am going to continue with module number 24 and we are going to start a very fresh chapter, compaction. A very simple chapter, you just have to listen once and you will never make a mistake. Hardly there are 2 or 3 formulae, rest will be theory and you need not worry much about this chapter. Just listen to me, you will be able to answer all the theory questions as well as numerical problems also you can easily solve. First of all, let us try to understand why we need compaction and what is compaction in simple language. Okay, technical aspect we will see later on, not a big deal. But first let us try to understand this concept in detail. See, let us say this is my soil sample 1. Okay, what is here? Here the soil is very loosely packed. Agreed? So you know in soil you will be having 3 things. One is soil solids, one is some amount of water and rest will be volume of air. Agreed? So there is some air content in this soil sample now. As soon as I am compacting it, what will happen? These air voids will escape out. Common sense की बात है. So what happened to this soil sample now? Now it is tightly packed. These soil solids are tightly packed now. Agreed? So what happened? You can use your imagination and say, when you are applying some load in this type of soil, what will happen? There will be huge deformations. Agreed or not? This soil cannot bear much load because the soil is loosely packed. But here now you have certain amount of strength. It can definitely take certain amount of loads. Agreed or not? That's why whenever you are seeing a road construction, you will be seeing a road roller compacting your soil in actual case. Agreed or not? Not only this, whenever you are constructing dams, especially dams, we have to compact it to a larger extent, because what is happening if you are not compacting? See, one thing is strength, other thing is permeability. See here, if the voids are huge, the water can easily pass from upstream to downstream. Agreed? So what we are doing, we are compacting the soil so that now the permeability will be reduced. Agreed or not? So that is the advantage of compaction. I hope you got it. So when you are compacting the soil, what is happening? The soil solids are coming close to each other. The strength of soil is increasing. As the strength of soil is increasing, bearing capacity will also increase. What is bearing capacity? We will study later on. Not a big deal. Next chapter में पढ़ाई करेंगे in detail. We will study the formulas also. But bearing capacity is, that means this soil bearing capacity increases means it can take huge loads on a small area also without any problem of collapsing. It can take huge loads on a small area also in simple language. I hope you got it right. As you are compacting, your strength is increasing, your bearing capacity of soil is increasing, your permeability is decreasing. Okay, so many good things is happening when you are compacting the soil. I hope you understand this concept in a very simple thing. See, while compacting, even water plays some major role. Okay, while compacting, even water plays some major role. See, there will be certain amount of friction between soil solids, right? If there is certain amount of water, this water will act as a lubricant between soil solids. इसलिए ना एक bit, what is the role of water in compactation of soil? It will act as lubricant in between soil solids. Friction कम हो जाएगा so that they can compact themselves in a better way. I hope you got the point. So as the water content is increasing, your compaction will also increase. Okay, the better compaction results you will be getting, but it has a limit. Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि you keep on adding water, you will be getting a better compacted soil. No, it is not going to happen. We have a limit, and the maximum water content at which you will be getting maximum compaction, we call it as optimum moisture content. How to get it, I will explain you in next 5-6 minutes. Not a big deal. So how to measure this? So how do you know the soil is well compacted or not? The term which we are using to represent the compaction is dry density of soil. Okay, so what you have to do, you just have to take a soil sample. Okay, take one small cup, take a cup of volume we take, just dig in this soil. Okay, you will be getting certain amount of weight of soil, right? Keep it in oven. After keeping it in oven, what will happen? All water is gone now. So you will be having only weight because of soil solids. The weight of soil solids divided by volume of container in which you have taken this sample, what you will be getting? You will be getting dry density of that soil. See, यहाँ पे तो था loose condition, so you had only very few soil solids. Agreed or not? But if you are taking here sample for the same volume V of container, now you take from here, what is happening? You will be having more soil solids closely packed here. So obviously weight will be more or less. Obviously weight will be more. So weight of solids divided by volume, it will be more or less. It will be definitely more because volume is same of container. Weight of solids, it is increased because we have compacted. So my dry density will increase. Okay. So compaction is measured with respect to dry density. Okay. So in the next terms, wherever we are seeing dry density, it actually represents the degree of compaction. Okay, more the dry density, the better the soil is compacted. Okay, so we'll study in the next 5-6 minutes how this dry density and water content are related. Okay, so let us start this chapter. I hope you got the brief introduction right. I hope you got this concept. The same concept will be repeated throughout this chapter, बस इतना ही रहेगा. But there are some terms, there are some important bits which can come. There are some important tests which you have to study. So just listen to me, more than enough. Okay, so everything is written in these notes. No need to study any line outside of these notes. More than enough. You will be able to score out and out in your ESC and GATE. Let us start with difference between compaction and consolidation. See, you haven't heard still about this consolidation word. We will study this in detail in next chapter, compressibility. But I just want to tell you that these two terms now, they are almost similar, because in compaction what we are doing, we are decreasing the volume of our soil sample. In consolidation also it is decrease in volume of soil sample. But what is the difference? Here when we are applying load, what is happening? Instantly this air is going out. Agreed? So the decrease in volume is because of reduction in air voids, and it is an instantaneous process. You apply load, instantly compaction ho jayega. I hope you got the point. In consolidation it is not instantaneous process, and soil is fully saturated. So what is happening? There is no air void. We have only pore water. So slowly with respect to time, okay, it is a gradual natural process. With respect to time, I don't mean it is about 1 hour or 1 day or 1 month. I am talking about years of time. So it will take some years of time, so that this water will slowly decrease, and the volume will be gradually decreasing. I hope you got the point. So this is the difference between compaction and consolidation. For now, let us study about this compaction. I have just told you the compacted soil is represented in terms of what? In terms of dry unit weight. And to find how much you have to compact, or to find what will be your maximum gamma D up to what you have to do compaction, and what is the water content you have to keep so that to get your maximum dry density, we have certain tests. Okay, different soils will have different gamma D maximum. So for different soils at the site, what you have to do? You have to perform certain test. What is the test? Standard Proctor compaction test. Same test will be repeated in your transportation engineering also. So please concentrate on this. What we will be having in standard Proctor test? Very simple. We will be having one standard cylinder. In this cylinder, the capacity of the cylinder is 945 ml, or in feet you can say 1/30 feet cube or cubic feet, up to you. Okay, so 945 ml का एक cylinder ले लेना. In this you have to fill soil in 3 layers, and each layer is well compacted. How to compact? First pour some soil. Okay, and this soil, with the help of one hammer, you have to compact it by giving 25 number of blows. Now coming to this hammer, right, the weight of this hammer will be 2.495 kgs in terms of kgs, or in pound it will be 5.5 pound. Okay, so 5.5 pound load you have to apply on this soil 25 number of times. You have to give blows. So while giving blows, what is the blow? You have to lift the hammer, and then you have to release the hammer. Lift the hammer, release the hammer. What is the height you have to keep? The height you have to keep is 12 inches. Lift it 12 inches, drop it. Lift it 12 inches, drop it. Do this for 25 number of blows, so that it is well compacted. Okay, so once 1/3 of cylinder is filled, again pour some soil, again compact it, again pour some soil, again compact it. Okay, I hope you got it right. We have to fill our cylinder in 3 layers. Each layer, how many blows you are giving? 25 blows. What is the hammer which you are using? 2.459 kilos, 2.495 kilos, and or you can also say 5.5 pounds, up to you. So the height of fall is 12 inches or 304.8 mm. See, this is not what we use in India. This is general Proctor test when it was found. Okay, in India we use little bit very similar to it. देखिए 945 ml लेना मुश्किल है ना, तो हम क्या करते थे 1000 ml ले लेते. ओके, एंड 2.495 किलोस मुश्किल है ना, तो हम डायरेक्टली 2.5 किलो ले लेते हैं, 2.6 किलो ले लेते हैं. Okay, and this 3.4.3 not 4.8 mm is difficult to measure. So what we are doing, we are taking 310 mm. Okay, so we are little bit modifying it, right? So we are calling it as what are we calling it? We are calling it as lightweight compaction test. What are we calling? Standard Proctor test. We are modifying it. It is not same as Standard Proctor test. We are modifying a little bit and we are calling it as lightweight compaction test, and this test is given in IS 2720 direct bit in SSC JE. lightweight compaction test कौन से IS कोड में है? IS 2720. So what is the difference? Here we are using 1000 ml flask or 1000 ml cylinder, and the weight of hammer is 2.6 kilos and it is falling from a height of 310 mm. Remaining all it is same. You have to compact in 3 layers, and each layer you have to give 25 number of blows. Okay, so after giving this, what you are getting one compacted soil, right? After you are giving blows, what happened? You are getting a well compacted soil here. So take certain amount of soil, and what you can do is you can measure unit weight. Okay, how to measure unit weight? ओवन में रख देना using oven dry method. I hope you remember, right? आपको क्या आ जाएगा? Water content आ जाएगा. Okay, or you can also keep it in oven, use it and find out gamma D. Okay, or you can say rho D also, or you can do one more method. You can use this formula rho by 1 plus water content. What you'll be getting? You will be getting rho D. Or if you want, you can write gamma D also. Gamma D, what it will be? Gamma by 1 plus water content. Up to you. Okay, so what is gamma? You are taking this volume, right? Just to find weight of it, weight divided by volume, you will be getting unit weight. Or if you want in terms of density, it will be mass divided by volume. As simple as that. काफ़ी simple है, कुछ भी नहीं है. You just have to measure you just have to measure water content and your dry density. As simple as that. Once you measure this, what you can do is you can plot a graph for water content and your dry unit weight. So what is happening? First of all, you get some point here. After that, increase your water content. I have told you, as you increase the water content, what will happen initially? Initially, your dry density will increase. Agreed? Why? Because it will act as lubrication. Better lubricant hai, so better they will adjust among themselves. So you are getting a better densified soil. So your gamma D value increases. Increase little bit water. So even then your gamma D increases. Again increase water, gamma D increases. Now if you are adding water, what will happen after some time? Your gamma D starts to decrease. Add some more water, your gamma D starts to decrease. Add some more water, your gamma D starts to decrease. Why is this happening? See, initially there was friction between soil solids, so water was helping as a lubricant, therefore our dry density increased. But once it has completely served its purpose of lubricant, what will happen if you continuously add water? Now it will start replacing your soil solids. तो क्या हो रहा है? अपना डेंसिटी पहले इस तरह से था, पहले कॉम्पैक्टेड था. नाउ वाटर इज रिप्लेसिंग योर सॉइल सॉलिड्स, सो दे आर गोइंग partly away. Your dry density starts to decrease. I hope you got the point. So what is happening? Initially, as the water content is increasing, your dry density is increasing, and then you will be getting a maximum dry density. At this maximum dry density, the water content, we are calling it as optimum moisture content, which corresponds to gamma D maximum. Okay, gamma D maximum. I hope you got the concept. Perfect so far. गलती नहीं करोगे. So no need to write any such thing. This graph is already given to you. Okay. So what you are doing? Soil sample is steady state for different water content, and corresponding gamma D is represented in the form of curve. And this curve we are calling it as compaction curve. Using this compaction curve, आपको क्या आ जाएगा? You will know up to what you can compact your soil. What is the maximum dry density you can get for that soil under that amount of compaction? 25 number of blows given for each layer. 3 such layers are there, and you are dropping a hammer of weight 2.6 kilos from a height of 310 mm. Okay, so what you are getting gamma D for that amount of compaction, and you are also getting what is the moisture content which you have to keep to get this amount of gamma D maximum. Okay, so this is good enough for roads or for buildings. This amount of compaction is good, but when you are designing for airports, okay, so obviously you have to design it for a larger load rate. एरोप्लेन का लोड काफ़ी ज़्यादा रहेगा compared to your bus or compared to your cycle motor. So obviously you have to compact even more. So ये जो लाइट वेट कॉम्पैक्शन टेस्ट था वो काफ़ी नहीं है. जो गामा डी इससे आएगा ना, अगर आप इतने को ही डिज़ाइन करोगे तो आपको प्रॉब्लम होगी. ओके, So what we have to do, we have to get even more gamma d even more we want. So how to do, we have to compact it even more, we will give more energy. So how to give more energy, let us see what test we have. So we have seen lightweight compaction test. Now let us see heavyweight compaction test. Okay, so now we are modifying heavy compaction test, or you can also call it as modified Proctor test. So in this, what is the difference? The same amount of volume will be there, but number of layers will be 5. From 3 now you have 5. Okay, from 3 now you have 5. So same number of blows, nothing is changed, but weight of hammer will change. Okay, weight of hammer here was 2.6, now it is 4.9 kilos, and height of fall will also change. Previously it was 310, now it is 450. Okay, so you have to remember all these values. ये जो टेबल है सारा का सारा आपको याद रहना पड़ेगा. What is this table? Let us see once. The first one is standard Proctor test. So I hope you remember standard Proctor test. What is the volume? 945 ml. And how many layers you have to compact? You have to compact in 3 layers. How many blows you have to give? Each layer you have to give 25 blows. Remember, it is not total. So each layer you have to give 25 number of blows. So totally around 75 blows you are giving. And what is the weight of hammer? 5.5 pounds or 2.495 kilos. And what is the height of fall? It is 12 inches. That is 1 feet or 304.8 mm. Now in India we don't use standard Proctor test because these specifications are difficult in metric thing. So we are just modifying it a bit, and we are calling it as IS light compaction test. And instead of 945 we are using 1000 ml, 3 number of layers, 25 blows, weight of hammer is 2.6 kilos, and height of fall is 310 mm. Okay, so far clear? Modified Proctor test. See, for aircrafts we have a modified Proctor test similar to that of standard Proctor test. It is also in FPS system, so it is difficult for us. Okay, so what is in FPS system? Volume is same, 945 ml. How many layers? 5 layers. Now how many blows? 25 blows. What is weight of hammer? It is 10 pounds. Here it was 5.5 pounds, now we have 10 pounds. And height of fall is 18 inches. There we had 12 inches, now we have 18 inches or 1.5 feet. So in mm it will be 457.2 mm. These values in India are little bit modified. You can clearly see we have 1000 mm cylinder, 5 number of layers, 25 blows for each layer. Weight of this hammer, instead of 4.54 we are using 4.9, and height of fall will be 450 mm. Okay, everything is clear. So how much more energy are you giving in IS compaction test? Let us try to calculate. So how to calculate energy? Very simple. What is the formula? mgh. वही यूज करेंगे. Okay, mass into gravitational into height of drop. So height of drop you know, and how many number of blows you are giving, you have to multiply that. So if you are calculating IS, it will be 5 and 5 layers, and each layer 25. So if you are talking about lightweight, it will be mgh into how many times you are dropping? 3 layers, 25 number of times. So like that you can calculate energy. Now if you are dividing this energy which you are giving in heavy compaction test divided by energy which you are giving in light compaction test, what you will be getting? There are 5 layers. Each layer we are compacting with the 4.9 kilo hammer. And what is the height of fall? 450 mm. Okay, GG cancel ho jayega, not a big deal. So what you are getting in bottom light compaction test, 3 layers are there, and we are compacting with 2.6 kg only, right? 2.6 kg of hammer, and it is falling at a 310 mm height. Obviously ऊपर भी 25 आएगा, नीचे भी 25 आएगा, 25 cancel. Okay, so not a big deal. So if you are dividing this, you will be getting 4.5. Very important bit in almost all examinations, the energy which you are giving it in heavy compaction test is 4.5 times more compared to that of lightweight compaction test. Without break बहुत देर से बात किया मैंने. I hope my effort is paying off and you are understanding this. Okay, perfect so far. No doubt. If you have some doubt, you can ask in group and I will definitely clear your doubts. So far perfect, right? And one more point which you have to understand is, see, we cannot compact to the extent that all air voids are gone. I have told you what is compaction. It is reduction of volume by removing air voids. Agreed? So you cannot completely remove air voids. Air voids will never be zero. Okay, air content will be present how hard you compact. See, for example, let us say you are achieving near compaction, near 100% compaction, but as soon as you keep the hammer right, let us say the solids is well compacted, and you have received 100% compaction. But as soon as you remove hammer, what will happen? Some air will flow. So 100% compaction is not possible. Maximum you can get somewhere around 90%. In general, maximum it will be just 85 to 95%. Okay, I hope you got this point. So 100% exact compaction is not possible. But what is the theoretical maximum which you can get? This gamma d maximum what you got from this graph is actual case. What is the theoretical case? Let us try to see. Okay, now let us try to see what is the theoretical case which you can get. Therefore, I am introducing two new lines. Okay, I am introducing what? I am introducing two new lines. One is air void line and second one is saturation line. नाम में line है, but it is almost equivalent to curve only. Okay, नाम में line है, it is called as line, but actually it is a curve only. So what is this curve? Let us see. A curve representing relationship between our water content and gamma d, similar to above, but there is one clause here: during compaction at a constant percentage of air voids. Just we have to write the formula in terms of percentage air voids. Previously, what was the formula which we wrote? We wrote gamma d is equals to gamma by 1 plus water content. If you find water content of this soil, just 1 by gamma कर लेना, आपको gamma d आ जाएगा, which is actual case. But now to get as per this air void, what we are writing? We are writing the formula of gamma d in terms of our air voids. What is it? 1 minus percentage air content. याद है न्यू ए फॉर्मूला? ये मैंने लिखाया था, स्टार मार्क भी डाली थी, and I have told you this formula will come again in this chapter. Okay, while teaching the very first chapter, the same formula we are using, 1 minus nu a into g gamma w by 1 plus wg. So this is the formula which you have to remember. Give it 5 star. You have to always remember, and using this you can get your theoretical maximum. Okay, so when you will get theoretical maximum, when your air content is 0, right? Just substitute nu a is equals to 0. What you will be getting? G gamma w by 1 plus wg. Okay, so this is your theoretical maximum gamma d which you can achieve. But theoretical hai, obviously you cannot achieve it. I hope you got this point. Okay, so for various water contents, using this formula 1 minus nu a g gamma w by 1 plus wg. See here water content is there, gamma d is there. So when you are drawing a graph, right, for various water contents you will be getting various gamma d and you will be getting a curve like this. Okay, for different air content you will be getting different curve. For example, for 0 air void line you will be getting this one. Okay, for 0 air void line you will be getting a curve something like this, gamma d with respect to your water content. Okay, I hope concept is clear so far. Now let us see this. Now let us see something more. Second type of graph I have told you, second type of line I have told you is saturation line. See, very simple. Name itself is saying very clearly. It is a curve representing water content versus gamma d at constant percent of saturation. When I was talking about air void line, it was constant percentage of air voids. Now I am talking about saturation, so it is constant percent of saturation. See, what is gamma d in terms of saturation? You know gamma b ray, bulk unit weight. What was the formula? G plus Es gamma w by 1 plus E. याद है ना formula? See, these formulas are very important. If you remember the formulas which I taught you in very first module, right? Very first chapter, first module or second module, you are good enough to score 3 to 4 marks easily in ESC mains, ESC prelims, sorry, ESC mains में तो 15 mark easy से score कर लोगे. So ESC pre easily 2 to 4 marks you can score, and in gate definite 2 marks you will get. Okay, so gamma b is equal to g plus E S gamma w by 1 plus E. So what will be my gamma d? In gamma d, what is your saturation? Saturation is 0, right? So I can write my gamma d as g gamma w by 1 plus E. Okay, now I am modifying this equation g gamma w by 1 plus c as g gamma w, my gamma d is equal to g gamma w by 1 plus, how to write E? I know Sehwag wala formula, SC is equal to wg. So what is E? Wg by S. So that will be wg by S. So like this I am modifying. So different for different saturations, for different water content you will be having different saturation. So for different saturation you will be having different dry density, or you can say dry unit weight in this formula. Okay, dry unit weight in this formula. Perfect so far? Everything is clear? I hope you will not make a mistake. So similarly, for 100% saturation, what will be your formula? Gamma d is equals to g gamma w by 1 plus wg. Okay, so is this formula same as 0 air void line? Let us see. G gamma w by 1 plus wg. Agreed or not? See, apply your common sense. When I am saying 0 air voids, zero air voids, that means all your voids are saturated with water. So what will be a degree of saturation? 1. So obviously only this line, when air voids is 0, or you can say 0 air void line and this 100% saturation line, it will coincide. Okay, I hope you got the concept. The 0 air void line coincides with 100% saturation line. Other air voids will not coincide. For example, let us say 5% air voids. Okay, 5% air voids and 95% saturation will not coincide. Okay, or 10% air voids and 90% saturation will not coincide. You have to apply this formula and check yourself how the graphs will act. But for 0 air void line and 100% saturation line, it will coincide. And ये जो line मैंने कहा था ना, 0 air void line, it is also 100% saturation line. Both are completely different concepts, but these curves will be one similar curve. Okay, they will coincide. 0 air void line and 100% saturation line will coincide. And you have to remember, I am telling this line, but it is not a straight line. It is curve only. It is non-linear only. Okay, remember this, very important. बहुत सारे लोग मिस्टेक कर देते हैं. As soon as they see line, they feel it is a linear thing, but it is not like that. Okay, I hope you are very clear now. So this is how you can get theoretical maximum dry density, but you cannot achieve theoretical dry density. For example, let us say this water content. For example, optimum ही ले लेते हैं. For optimum moisture content, this was the actual you got, but theoretically it is somewhere here. Okay, can you achieve this? No, you cannot achieve this. You can achieve only this much amount of it. Okay, common sense. See, I have told you for modified Proctor test also, right? So in modified Proctor test, obviously what you are doing, you are giving more compaction energy. So your curve will be something like this. Obviously your gamma d will be more, right? Your gamma d will be more. Your gamma d will be more, something like this you will be getting. Your gamma d will be somewhere here. Okay, and your optimum moisture content will also shift to this place. Okay, it will also shift to new place. Common sense की बात है. See, when you are applying more energy, when you are giving higher compaction load, what is happening? It will compact easily, right? Obviously you can understand, you can relate, right? When you are giving high energy, you don't need that much amount of water to reduce friction. Obviously when you are giving high energy, soil solids will rearrange itself, right? So optimum moisture content थोड़ा कम ही आएगा. So from origin it will come quickly compared to that of previous IS lightweight compaction test. Okay, I hope you got this concept very clearly. What is theoretical maximum dry density, which you can get? G gamma W by 1 plus WG. So when the compactive effort increases, what is happening? Your gamma d maximum is increasing and corresponding optimum moisture content is decreasing. So see this diagram, as my compaction effect increased, for example modified Proctor test, my optimum moisture content shifted from W1 to W2. Okay, everything is clear. So as compacted energy is increased, my gamma d is increased, but my corresponding optimum moisture content is decreased. Now this is the point of gamma d maximum. This is the point of gamma d maximum for standard Proctor test, or this is the gamma d maximum for modified Proctor test, or you can draw it for lightweight test and heavyweight test. And now join these two. Just join these 2 points. The line which you got, right, this line is called as line of Optimus. Very important term which you have to remember. What is line of Optimus? Just join your gamma d max. The line which you are getting, that will be your line of Optimus. Line joining actual maximum gamma d, that is line of Optimus. You have to remember, on line of Optimus, it is not 0 air void line. 0 air void line somewhere here rahega. Okay, it will be above this point. Okay, line joining theoretical maximum gamma d, that will be 0 air void line or 100% saturation line. Okay, so for theoretical gamma d, how it will be? Somewhere here you will be getting a point, here you will be getting a point, here you will be getting a point. Just join it as per the formula. You know the formula, gamma d theoretical is equals to G gamma W by 1 plus W G, right? So WG, you just have to substitute. For this water content you will be getting 1 gamma d. Like that for different water contents you will be getting different gamma d. You will be getting a line something like this. Okay, concept is clear so far. So the line joining theoretical maximum is 0 air void line or 100% saturation line, and the line joining actual maximum gamma d will be line of Optimus. So I hope you are perfect so far, right? इतना ही याद रखना है. And this point I have already told you, it is not possible to remove 100% air voids. Okay, and because even if you try to compress to that extent, as soon as you remove that hammer, some amount of air will definitely penetrate inside. तो 100% तो possible नहीं है. Okay, so normally your gamma D maximum you will be getting when your degree of saturation is around 85% to 95%. याद रखना, many people make this mistake. They think zero air void line and saturation line is one and the same. No, it is not same. It is a just pure coincidence that zero air void line and 100% saturation line coincide. For other air content or other saturation, it will not coincide. I hope concept is very clear. Perfect ho. I hope you will not make any mistake. So this is about this topic. Now let us continue with this Proctor needle test and applications of this compaction in the very next module. Have a nice day. I hope you have enjoyed this module. See you in module number 25.